I step into the office to go about another terrible day, my posture sagging like someone's stolen my skeletal frame, using what energy that colleague didn't siphon away to effect a confident walk and falsify a smile on my face. It's not the job itself. I mean, most of it's fine. The only complaint I get from the bulk of the staff is that I'm over-polite. But there's this one guy who's just constantly looking to have a scrap with me. He saw my courteous demeanour and mistook me for a trampoline. I can't resign, so I resign myself to a life in this private hell, colluding with my torturer daily like myself. Lately, I can't even sleep at night. This carries on. Hello, Dave. What was your weekend like? Well, I'm in need of a caffeine fix, but anyway, good to speak to you. Oh, look at that. I'm running out of artificial sweetener. I've thought of reporting him, because if I could get my manager listening, he might sort it out, but if I don't, it's just going to add to my misery. So is it really worth pursuing it? Oh, there's my manager now. Sod it, I'm doing it. Sir, would you mind a quick word? There's a certain member of staff's been causing some minor concerns, and now I'm not trying to say he's not right. What I'm saying is what he's doing, it's almost what I want, but not quite. Well, it's Simon. You see, whenever Simon speaks to me, he's usually a tiny bit more honest than I really feel he needs to be, and when he wants to explain that something needs improvement, his style approaches coming close to almost bordering on rudeness. What do I suggest? Well, it's not for me to suggest anything. I'm just keeping you abreast of events. I have no intention of making enemies. But you've got to go. Yes, sir. And then he's gone, leaving me standing, my hand still in mid-gesture. So much for trying to talk to the boss. I trudge to the next meeting like I'm wearing cement shoes on a walk to the docks. And sure enough, there's Simon sat at the back looking for any professional issue he can fashion into a battering ram. So the meeting starts, the manager starts, briefing staff on weekly tasks, dividing work according to where our relative glass ceilings are. Then it gets to my least favourite part of the meeting where the manager picks a relevant issue and asks us to speak on it. In my periphery, there's Simon getting ready to impugn my abilities. I button my emotional flak jacket and say a couple of words on improving efficiency. No offence, he replies, before he launches into 7 wall-to-wall offensive sentences. Christ. I don't think I haven't thought of mounting a defence if I try. He gets indignantly aggressive till I accept that he's right, until after between 5 and 10 vicious and personal comments, he ends it by shrugging his shoulders and saying, I'm just being honest. Suitably liquefied, I form a small puddle and exit through the crack under the door to re-solidify and suture my entrance wounds. And as for Simon, he's going to keep doing whatever he wants to do to me because he and the manager seem to have agreed on some kind of legal immunity. I can't resign, so I resign myself to a life in this private hell. Yes, Simon, this looks important. Is there any way I can help? The figures on efficiency, yeah, they might be a couple of digits off, but I'm sure they'll do their job sufficiently. Well, if you read to the end, you'll see I've revised our business plan. Well, the point of it is I've identified 7 new external factors holding our business back. Okay, by Friday, fine, whatever works for you. But we are going to have difficulty with the... Look, Simon, will you give it a fucking rest? I do have work to do. I'm sorry, yep, I'm sorry, yep, you're right. I was wrong. It's just I've been under a lot of stress lately. Excuse me? You're going to indict me for what? Disrespect to a superior. Am I actually hearing this? You're serious. Look, don't point the finger at me, mate. The figures are slightly off. You're talking like I've just taken a shit in your briefcase. And as for you, you've spent so many years putting people down, I could probably write a quarterly report between your frown lines. What's that? You were just being honest. Yeah, and let me guess, you meant no disrespect. You weren't being rude, you weren't being horrible, and I shouldn't take it personally, because, well, no offence. You say what you think, and you think what you say, and you call it how you see it, because that's you being you. Well, we're in a slight disagreement. That's just you being rude. Oh, and since it's come up, I don't see quite what the sense is in starting sentences with no offence. I find that offensive. Because on the exact same logic, I can apparently say, no violence intended, then punch a man in the face. You're not honest. No, shut up. You're not honest. You've never been honest. 99% of your entire fucking life, you've been lying. Oh my God, you're crying. I was just being honest. Look, to paraphrase Ralph Emerson, You shouldn't talk about the truth, because the quicker you say you're honest, the quicker we count the spoons. Good day, sir.